They can weld, fabricate, repair, rebuild, build their own homes, supply their own electricity, maintain their own food source.
Nice.
That's called experience, man.
Stand in line, get everybody.
You don't get
line. You don't like these kind of people because they don't need you.
Yep.
I don't need Walmart. I don't need Kmart. I sure don't need Myers or any of the other ones.
I agree. I don't like being poisoned.
I mean, I use them, but I really don't need them.
Oh my goodness.
I mean, some people panic if the grocery store closes, but I won't. I'll just do more hunting and fishing. Probably set up a security force, too, for all you dumbasses that don't know how to feed yourself. No offense.
I don't know how to forage because I live in the city, but I have to.
Great people are usually reasonable people.
Yeah.
Get outside the city for a weekend.
I can't. I can't right now until I turn 18.
That's funny.
No.
Now you got me thinking about cactuses, man.
I'm sure you will enjoy it, man.
They grow on flat Earth,
Hey, I'm gonna send you guys a video of some cactuses in voice text for everyone. Oh my goodness, fucking me too. All right, actually, I'm gonna send you guys two videos. Look in voice text for everyone. There you go. And here's the second video. Seen it? If you haven't seen the video, let me know what you think.
I'd have to say the guy's an idiot.
Here's a book for you, Kevin. You can order that on
Mushrooming without, dude. It's oh my goodness, the quality is so bad. To beginners, guys, collecting
mushrooming without fear.
I don't know. I don't even know if I can do that. It's so blurry.
Is that a kid's book?
No, it's a beginners for mushroom hunters. You go on to an advanced book. The first one will give you about 20 edible mushrooms that are easily found. The next one gets you in a higher bracket, maybe 100, 112. A little harder to define. Once you get that down, you can move up. There's about 240 to 380 edible mushrooms in the forest, depending on where you're at. Different mushrooms will be native to your area. Those books will cover that too.
Okay.
I mean, most people don't know this. You get a bag of onions and the onion starts growing out of it. And what do you city folks do with it? You throw it away. When you should plant it in the backyard, man, it's an onion plant. The same thing with potatoes. It's growing a
Exactly.
plant out of it and you throw it away, but it's a good potato plant. Put it in a box. Start your own potato box. Quit buying them.
For real.
I use all my scraps to the to a to a floor that I throw
Hey,
everything there in the back,
you can
so the
even put
chicken
your coffee
cannot
ground.
like.
Right.
You don't have
HL.
that. What?
Okay, you can make your own compost out of food products.
Yeah, this is scraps.
During the summer, everybody should have help with their food bill. They should have a garden. The best thing to have for a breakfast or a lunch is a sun-warmed melon, nice melon patch, maybe some
I'm
strawberries.
I'm summer 365 days of the year, man.
Strawberry patch is a little harder to maintain. They're
Yeah, it's fucking difficult. It's dry as fuck.
yeah. I enter strawberries in the fair. I like to do that. I'll prune a plant down 1 year every year, a bush, one strawberry. That it'll grow. I've grown them big as a softball.
I used to have a
What?
strawberry plant. I don't know. It just
A
died
bush.
one day.
Yeah, you wanna when you put them in, you wanna make sure you got them in soil that's got all the nutrient they need.
Yeah, back then I don't really know what I was doing, but hey, it made some pretty good strawberries. That's for sure.
Blackberries, strawberries,
Flying
trees.
staff. Oh,
I got a grapevine out here I've been working on for 6 years.
oh, oh my goodness. Okay.
You
I
you
have,
do any papaya planting?
Papaya, no.
the
Dude,
only
that
the
that
only
that's a
plants.
huge
I don't
fruit,
know
man.
if papaya would grow in my area. I'm in the northern state of the grain belt.
Hey,
Yeah.
has anyone here grown weed before?
I'm pretty sure all of us did, or even tried to, except for you.
I grew weed before
Weed card when it
twice.
first came legal for medical. Now it's legal in my county, so it doesn't matter. You can grow it here if you want. 12 plants for every member of your household.
Over here in California, you're legally allowed to only have 3 plants for each household.
Where is that at?
California,
Oh, yeah. In Michigan, we can grow 12.
you're lucky, dude. Oh, oh
Before
boy.
that, before that, you had to have a medical card. You know, here you go. Look in voice text for everybody. Yes, I put that in the swamp every year. We're right next to it.
Oh my, dude, I have. Oh, what the fuck? Who is this person?
You grew it right next to the swamp.
Close to it, yeah.
It doesn't need like sunlight. Like, has to be like in a shaded area.
I'm not
Seen
an
that
expert,
video
but I
years
think
ago.
A lot of people make that mistake. They think I want to give it all the sunlight and all the water I can because I
Jeez.
want it to grow bigger, but it's a weed. It grows better when it's fight to live.
So
so.
partly,
I'm not an expert
partly
in
shade.
plants, but it looks like a weed.
Yeah, it's a weed. Cannabis is a weed. But they do, if you overwater them, it tastes too irony. If you over nutrient them, it ends up crappy. Just want to
I I guess just like let it be patience, eh?
So, like, weeds like to kill other plants around them. So, like, putting grass and stuff near them would help them.
No, I clear a certain area for mine.
Oh my goodness.
It's legal here, so it's no big deal.
Oh my goodness.
I like your
What
your Christmas trees.
Game. Those were my sons. Those weren't mine.
Oh
Mine are
shit!
bigger.
You got bigger Christmas trees, eh?
Yeah.
Um.
Before it was legal, I was a caregiver, so I still grow hydroponics or orgoponics, indoor grow. That, but I live on a farm, so I grow tomatoes in the greenhouse too. You know.
I remember you talking about Micmac stuff, like Indian stuff. Are you you sound are you Indian?
Am I Micmac? No, but I am Anishinaabe or Ojibwa, Chippewa Ojibwa.
So, like, you're on an Indian reservation?
No, no, my grandparents live on the reservation. I live in the outskirts of Jackson, Michigan, on a farm.
Nice.
I live in Michigan too, but I don't live in a farm area.
Yeah. Whereabouts you live in Michigan?
I'm in Pontiac. You know,
Yeah, that's a nice area.
no, it's really dangerous.
Well, nice to he
What the
said.
fuck?
It is.
What the fuck is this?
I live in the dangerous sections of Michigan.
Well, yeah, it depends on what area you go to.
I think living in Detroit would be worse, but this is pretty bad.
Like define bad.
Like, are you familiar with the term ghetto?
I gotcha.
Like broken glass on the street and stuff like that.
Yeah, I gotcha.
It gets a little better outside of Pontiac, you know. I go to Pontiac and Auburn Hills, you know. I do concerts. So you would you live off of Huron Street somewhere?
I have family who lives near me, so.
I hear you.
But I lived in the city most of my life, so.
Oh my gosh, what the fuck?
You guys know I'm a master of martial arts, right? Anyone messes with me, they're in trouble.
A master.
Yeah, I'm a master in martial arts. My dad teaches.
What do you practice, Kevin?
What style?
Muay Thai Sudo. That and I told everyone around me that I was a martial artist. So anyone who attacked me would be stupid.
But like if you live in like gangster neighborhoods,
Kempo style,
they only
Taekwondo.
like draw guns and shit. They don't draw like a fist.
Yeah, they don't want to mess with me.
How about the ones with guns?
Yeah, that's why I got a black belt, but I open carry. I got a second degree black belt in Taekwondo, Kempo style.
Oh, that's good.
But I carry a 45 ACP. It's my EDC or everyday carry.
The majority of people who carry weapons believe you're carrying too. I had a group of thugs walk into a drugstore and they were talking about robbing from it. And I told them not while I'm in the store, and they presumed I was carrying a weapon.
Yep, I open carry, so I let people know. I can conceal it if I want. I got a concealed CCP.
What do you mean with open carry? Like it could be
Open
shown in
carry is
pub?
on your hip, out in the open.
What? What the
Yeah,
fuck?
in Texas, a lot of people open carry, so you
Yeah,
don't
yeah,
need
yeah. I know that.
you don't need a CCW to open carry.
No, just a registered firearm. You can open carry in a holster on your hip. If you have a concealed carry permit, then you can put it under your armpit, under your shirt, in your back, wherever. Put it in my back pocket. But I prefer to put the, hand cannon on my hip. Be a nice guy.
I haven't had any trouble while I've lived in Pontiac. I've lived here almost 10 years now, I think. Quite a while.
I'm not worried about trouble, but dude, I got military training in weaponry, so.
Yeah, no trouble finds me. I deal with it if it does.
I just stay away from the cities. I feel for you.
This is my home. I like the city.
Some people do. I like my neighbors a long way away. And they like me that way too. And it's cool.
Where I come from, there's barely crime. It's a very relaxed island. People don't like to work that hard, so I like that shit.
That's straight. Yeah.
So everything's relaxed and cool and no one's working hard.
Yeah, it's an island, man. It's island life, island way, man.
So how are you guys eating if no one's working hard to farm and stuff?
Well, yeah, we do work, not extremely hard. Like in the US, you have some people working 3 to 5 jobs. Here, maybe it's just 1 to 2. Maybe it's enough to maintain a family, I guess. I would say that it's not that expensive. I mean, in the terms of saying taxes and stuff, but everything's imported, so you can say either ways it's expensive, but people make. I don't know if you catch me.
Cut out a little at the end there.
The island's expensive, food wise and stuff, because everything's imported, but everybody makes it. You know, you don't have to work that hard. Like in the US, you hear it often people work 3 to 5 jobs or 3 jobs. They don't do that here. They would just work 1 job, or maybe there's hardly people working 2 jobs. But people get by. I don't know how, but we do.
Hey, you know where Seminole Hills is? In Pontiac, Seminole Hills.
I'm not actually familiar with Seminole Hills.
Yeah, I got some family that lives there.
Yeah, I'm not sure where that is.
There's an Indian right there.
It
says Indian Village. I see. Doesn't really look like an Indian village. There's regular houses.
Well, it's not really an Indian village. It's just the name of the area.
Because the title of the picture says Pontiac Indian Village.
Listen, Pontiac is a Native American name too. Pontiac was a chief, a Seminole chief.
Yeah.
Mackinac. We live in Michigan. A lot of Detroit is an Indian name, and most people don't know that.
I
Tribe that
didn't know
lived in
that.
that area. It's like Usabo. We got a town named Usabo, and Usabo are the Usabo Indians.
Yeah, our lifestyle is like completely different. Even the houses are built different.
Lake Michigan. Michigan is a Potawatomi name. It means great water, or Gitchagumi, Lake Gitchagumi. There's Native American names for all the lakes. Gitchagumi just means big water.
It says that it's an adult foster care center area.
There's a lot of adult foster homes in that area. Around, but it's not all. They got a large adult foster care thing there. Not everyone there is a adult foster care though. Yeah, Seminole Hills Adult Foster Care is a place in Seminole Hills. Seminole Hills is an area.
Oh yeah, Mike, and you know what we have here too? We have ground cherries. Do you have ground cherries?
Ground cherries? Yeah.
Oh, you got ground cherries? Damn it. Is that your dank? Your those pictures?
Seminole Hills is a township, bro. Not just an adult foster care place. Poor search engine. Uh,
So you know what I call the Lower Peninsula, right?
the UP?
No, that's the Upper Peninsula.
Yeah, I'm joking, dude.
The Lower Peninsula I call the Mitten of God, and the Upper Peninsula I call the Sky of God. So I was born in the Mitten of God.
Okay. Are we in the Bible Belt?
I don't think so.
No, but there's more religious people here than most other states.
Doesn't it look like a mitten?
Uh, my hand is a
That's
map.
where
In Michigan, you can use both your hands for a map, right?
Absolutely.
No, I'm not showing the horizon, man. I'm just
But
showing
I'm
that.
just a troll, you know. I'm just a troll. I live under the bridge. I'm definitely not a Youper, eh?
That horizon is flat. It's not a curve.
Yeah, most Glovers just like they they s- they, they sometimes envision shit. It's not about the horizon though. It's about the island. This is where I live at.
Looks really nice.
Yeah, man, it's fucking summer, 365 days of the year.
It's like a vacation spot. People are going there to vacation.
Yeah, man. A lot of people come here. I do Airbnbs also. Just like a simple place, affordable for people not wanting to afford a $200 a night room.
Some nice places to visit in Michigan. Guantanamo Falls. We got quite a few falls. Lakes. Tequanon Falls. I mean, you can visit some of the Great Lakes from other states if you want. I like the fishing and hunting here.
Rhinelander.
I mean, this is Lake Michigan, bro. A portion of it.
Hey, they kind of look. They kind of looks like the same. Well, it's more naturey.
Yeah, we get a lot of forests here.
Got a
You
lot
guys
of
don't.
boats there.
You don't have enough trees. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. The Great Lakes be full of boats. Salmon fishing
Yeah.
off the hook, sturgeon. You catch some big ass sturgeon. Sometimes though, they're about to put them on the endangered species list, so you can't. You got the
Ah,
silver lake.
they always would like to fuck with your food source.
We got the sand dunes off the lake. We got Silver Lake sand dunes, mud truck. You can take your buggies out in the sand dunes, but you need sand paddles. We got snowmobile trails that go from the bottom of the state to the top of the state. Ride quads, snowmobiles, dirt bikes. You just can't get to the Upper Peninsula that way. You have to cross the bridge. You have to pay somebody to ferry you across the bridge. Trails up there too. I wouldn't
Yeah,
visit.
where I come from, it's like a more compact place. It's like 14 miles long.
I wouldn't visit Detroit unless you're going to a casino or something. Maybe a concert, Cobo Arena, an event, Tigers game. Not all of our cities are crap though. A few of them are, but I mean, you got Flint, Pontiac, Detroit, Grand Rapids, Kazoo. Those are all gang riddled.
Chicago's probably worse.
I don't know. I've been to Chicago and I don't think it's much worse than Detroit.
Well, I think they're comparable.
They definitely are. I do work in Detroit, down by Inkster Road. I do this parking lot for a machine shop, and there's a low income housing unit community across the street. Every year when we're paving that thing, all you hear is gunshots all day long. If you work a 12-hour day, 14-hour day on this parking lot, you at least 8 ambulances go in and come out.
That's pretty bad.
Yeah.
Where's this at?
Inkster, Detroit. Because
Oh,
Detroit's
yeah.
made up of a few different townships. You got
Yeah, I
Hamtramck,
heard of this.
Comtramck, Inkster.
Yeah, Detroit's pretty big. It's like everything south of 8 Mile is Detroit.
Yeah. Talking to, but yeah. Like, that's the Heights. That's not Detroit. but
I was born in Detroit. I grew up in Oak Park area, like around 10 Mile.
Ohio.
Oak Park, Michigan.
You ever been to Belle Isle?
Yeah, I've been to Belle Isle. Oh, they had roller coasters and stuff, although the roller coasters weren't that good. And yeah, I was there several times. It was pretty interesting. I remember they had the what do you
You ever
call
do
it?
Bobble Island?
What is this?
Boblo Island.
Yeah, yeah, that's where Belle Isle was, wasn't it? No, that was a different place. Wasn't Belle Isle like in Canada?
A nature reserve.
I don't know. Babilo Island had like a whole bunch of stuff. I forget if it was Belle Isle or not, but that might have been a different place. I remember going to Cedar Point a lot. When I was a kid, I went to Belle Isle and Bablo Island and all that, but they took away the whole Bablo Island or whatever they had there. That was like a resort area.
Yeah.
Fell apart.
Yeah, Boblo's not there. They changed it to a water park. There's a park in Belle Isle, but it's like a island in the middle of the Detroit River.
They still got Cedar Point going strong. Cedar Point's been a close stop for any Michigander who wants to drive an hour to get to an amusement park pretty easily. An hour. Yeah, I think I went with my mom to Belle Isle Park before she went, but took a trip to Arizona for many years.
Yeah, Boblo Island had all the roller coasters. This image is Boblo Island. Log ride. That's a log ride in the very back. And then for a while it had one of the biggest roller coasters. But Belle Isle's the other way. It's called an isle instead of an island because it's right off of the river goes through it and around it, and there's two bridges to it. They have exotic animals out there, a zoo, hangout area. It's another place though where in Detroit where you only go in certain areas if you're white.
I don't follow those rules. I've walked anywhere I want in Detroit. What was that?
That's why I open carry, but
No, I didn't bother to open carry, but it was strange. I walked in generally a place where I probably shouldn't have been, and all the black people in the area, like everyone, all went into a circle. Like everyone in the area went into a circle and they were talking, and I kind of was like, I was doing my own thing. I had specific goals in mind, and one of them was facing towards me, like keeping an eye on me. It was very interesting.
dude,
You pretty much could tell they didn't want you in that area for very long.
That's tribe mentality.
Yeah, there's areas in Detroit where I guarantee you won't just do your own thing because you won't make it out alive. I know firsthand.
Well, I might have been in one of those areas.
I lived in Florida.
I doubt it. You're here talking.
I lived in Florida.
Certain places you just don't go.
Maybe that's why they didn't understand why I was there. They're like, "Is he a cop?"
I give you directions to these places.
I'd rather not go to places that I'm not welcome.
Night Joker. Yeah, there's certain places in Detroit where it doesn't pay to make a wrong turn.
Well, I probably shouldn't have been in that area that I was in, but it was very interesting what those people in that area did. They all were like in a circle talking, and I mean everyone that was in that area that saw me got into a circle and was talking to each other.
It was the daytime, they probably thought you was lost. If you walked through that area at night, you wouldn't make it out.
I'm pretty sure they thought I was a cop.
Cops get shot down there too.
Yeah, they were trying to decide what they should do.
Dude, all you got to do is read a Detroit newspaper. Cops, it don't pay to be a cop in Detroit.
Yeah, I don't know why they circled like that, but my welcome stay wasn't there to stay there for long. I was just polite and left. So I probably was on a short time limit of how long I could stay there. It's very strange how they all circled, you know. These are people that normally wouldn't talk to each other. They were just strangers. All of them were circling together and talking.
Live in the hood. You don't know everybody that knows everybody in the hood.
You pick up like 10 to 12 people that are all like hanging out in the street, and one white person walks by and they all decide to start talking to each other and circle up. That's pretty strange to me.
It sounds average, par for the course to me. They was wondering what to do with your white ass.
Well, obviously.
Look, this motherfucker here is lost. What we gonna do with this cracker?
You look suspicious.
Well, maybe he's lost. Let's just see what he's doing. Maybe he'll walk his white ass out of here.
Or maybe you can hit the lotto.
Right. That's what I don't want to be, the lotto. That's why I stay out the hood. Unless I gotta work in it. But I own the business, so I won't take work in certain areas because I know areas well.
That's a pretty nice place.
I've been screwed taking work in an area I don't know. Pay.
So apparently we've got a reputation now as the 24/7 Flat Earth Discord. We have a reputation for being serious. So we've got less trolling going. The message has finally gotten through.
It only took 3 years of debate. A lot of us here, for the last 3 years, we went to every live stream, every server we could, and debated everybody we could, and dropped our link everywhere. People that would come here just to debate certain ones of us. Indio, Jose. They seen Karen B on a live stream that she said come here. They came here just to debate her. We still get them, but we got so many members. We built this server and it's above 30,000 now almost. So
Really, we're over 30,000. I thought we were 27 at the moment.
yeah, the 27,000. That's what we see. When stock 32,000 because he's the owner, and that's the overall total. We only get to see the number of active members.
You've been
When
in
you
the
own
server since the beginning.
when you own the server, you see the total count. Unless you give everybody below you authority of ownership, then they can see everything too.
You've been on the server since the beginning.
We all got our own servers though too. A lot of us.
How long has this server been active?
Maybe a little longer.
Yeah, what, like a year, couple of months?
Most of us came from ODD live stream on YouTube looking for a better platform because we were tired of typing.
I like to type.
I don't. You debate 1,000 different people every night, you get tired of typing.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
that's true.
and sometimes you don't
Just
get
for
the point
somebody to
across.
call you a retard because they never read your comment.
Yeah.
That gets old. And then they wonder why, after they ignored everything you typed for an hour, why you won't answer them no more rather than just ban them. Because they just make a new account and come back. See, we're dealing with people who think if I can get one question they don't have an answer for, flat Earth is wrong. That's all they're looking for. Let me give them one thing that they can't answer. Oh, it must be a globe. When
That's exactly
90% of
right.
them aren't out of high school.
Well,
That's exactly right.
the majority of people that are young are coming over to flat Earth faster because they're not as indoctrinated as hard. They're pissed off at how they were treated during school. I think it was in the Obama era they were treated really badly. For 8 years, the school lunches were like pissing them off.
While they were on their Obama phone.
I think that pissed them off. They were like they're expecting a certain type of food, and they were like fed like stuff that they didn't like, not healthy
He gave
stuff.
more food stamps than everybody. He gave away free phones. He gave away a lot of shit. They could just take a lunch. They got more food stamps.
I think a lot of people that were in the Obama administration, all those kids were pissed off. So they moved away from the indoctrination.
I I haven't been here for long. It's just my second day here, but don't you guys think that this place needs like a little bit more of organization? Like, let's say you can set a schedule and a date for talking about certain topics, so we focus on one topic only, and a separate group like the FE events or something like that. Or is there something like that already that I don't know of?
You know how hard it is to keep a formatted debate when we're letting people come in here nonstop and it's an open platform? Sometimes
Yeah.
somebody has something they want to cover, so we'll just shut down everybody and make them listen. But we got over 20,000. It's so hard to have just a formal debate. It's period. you get with one guy and you want to cover topics because he's at advanced level, but you got guys behind him screaming and yelling, six dudes, where's the edge? How's the sunset? Well, you're trying to argue advanced physics. That's my point.
Yeah, I've heard some good stuff for just 2 days that I've been here. That sometimes it just becomes a broken old record.
I don't want to debate high school kids no more.
I hear you.
No offense to them. There's some real smart high school kids out there. I'll give them that. But they can only reiterate that which they heard or that which they're taught of the knowledge yet.
I just break down that whole debate model. Like, you don't come here to try to repeat what you've already been taught. That's garbage. Come here to learn the flat Earth model, then compare the two.
I like to get into depth in each specific topic, but it's hard to do that here. That's why we go to live streams, you know. Like, I mean, if we were all condemned by who we associate with, we'd all been gone a while ago. Because we go to all the live streams, like the Non Sequitur Show, Fight the Flat Earth, you know.
Red's Rhetoric and all those people.
Yeah, I'll debate Reds. I have. Most of us have. Indio has. Me Morbet has. Jose has. Karen has.
He wants to get a gang of Globers to try to berate people.
Oh, we're going to start a debate team because we don't see anybody doing what we used to do. We promoted this. We go out and promote this. We're 24/7, you know. To debate us.
Yeah, I like this aside from the
Debate us.
texting
They want
or
to debunk
Facebook
us.
or YouTube texting. That's fucking bullshit. This is better.
Well, weren't you saying that like no one's beat you in a debate? Like you were like,
am I saying that? No. I don't have a problem conceding points in a debate or not having an answer. Lack of an answer neither falsifies or verifies my theory.
Yeah, it's because we don't have all the answers. That's just if there's a flat earther
I
that says he
understand
knows
there is
everything.
no winner in a debate, really.
Yeah, exactly. If there's a flat earther that says he knows everything, he's just being like the global earthers.
well, there's certain things we just can't know for certain, like the makeup
Yeah.
of the sun or the moon. We can't know that for certain.
Or what's best Antarctica?
Right. It's just faulty reasoning that makes them want us. They want us to replace every theory they have for a globe with a theory to match that for a flat Earth.
Well, the dome is kind of, most of the flat earthers agree with that, but we don't have absolute proof that there's a dome. We have like, you know, good suspicion.
I'm not a dome earther.
I'm not a dome earther.
It
Also,
doesn't have to absolutely be a dome for me. It could be an energy field.
Yeah,
or
well,
just
that
like
as long as it's holding in the gas. You can't have a gas next to. There has to be something that's holding the water out.
Pressure to low pressure. Yep, I get that.
any of you
Seek
listen to
equilibrium.
Planate Veritas?
What was that?
I said high pressure to low pressure always seeks equilibrium. Yeah, I get that. I'm just saying it doesn't have to be a solid structure. It could be a force field of a sort. It could be something we don't understand, something outside our understanding.
Well, I think of the firmament as a force field, but what I heard what you were saying, I was trying to figure out what Aruba was saying.
Yeah, I said if any of you listen to Planete Veritas, Robert Bassano.
That name doesn't sound familiar.
He speaks of the heavens being superfluid helium. If you ever heard of that before.
Yeah, I don't believe that. I think it's water that's above us.
Well, yeah, it could be water. Yeah, it could be water in the form of a gas, which is lighter than air, which is helium. So, yeah, we cannot verify it, but he's a guy that is also ex-military, and he I think he resides in Colombia right now, but he's ex-U.S. military, and he always goes and dig through the university experiments, and he goes pretty deep. His way of speaking is not that nice, but his experiments or his learning of the experiments is not that bad.
Well, helium is like a different component that it doesn't match water. It's like it's a different type of component. It's like a different um, element.
Yeah, I would say, but like if you would see also, if you ever seen footage of the Mariana Trench or any other very deep uh ocean areas, you would find like puddles inside the ocean, which is some sort of gas or whatever it is, or just like liquid uh that could go, you could go deeper in it, but you don't see any of the robots heading into those like puddles. And they say that when they reach there, they, I mean, they all I've researched on YouTube, you can't find any footage of any of those machines going inside one of those puddles, which is also liquid, and maybe you can go deeper. Some people say that they had the documentaries of the robots going deeper in it, but I can't find any of it right now. But it's just something like that, you know. The oceans is very deep, and then you have another liquid form type body, and you can go deeper than that. Well, it's the sky. The skies is high, and then you could have another different liquid form. I would think of it as like a liquid form because of the lunar waves that Crow 777 has posted before, and some other stuff I've seen. So yeah.
Well, I'm familiar with the lake down underneath the ocean. I'm not sure if it's another liquid besides different water, but I don't think it's I think it's fresh water. I don't think it's salt water. So it might be another liquid besides normal water.
Yeah, but it's freaking interesting, man.
Yeah, it's very interesting. But the Bible is pretty clear in that there's water above and below us, and that the firmament covers that. So there might be something about the dome or firmament being something else besides an actual like it might be physical, like a force field or an energy field. It might be something else. I tend to think it's a force field,
Yeah,
but not everyone agrees with that.
yeah. It gets fucking complicated, man. When you think about like the moon being what it is, how perfectly it moves every day, and it just goes a little bit north half of the year and then comes back a little bit south half of the year, but it's always just the same and perfect. Makes you wonder, you know.
Well, the sun, the stars, and the moon, they're all created by God, so they're following the as they're designed.
Yeah, I'm not on the biblical side though, but yeah, you never know, man.
Wait, once you realize flat Earth, it's not a big leap of faith to realize that God created this stuff. How are you going to get flat Earth without God?
We still don't know, man.
It's pretty clear that there's a reason why Earth is flat. You can try to say that that we're not special if we live on a ball, but once we're special and we're the center of the universe, where everything's circling around us, it changes the whole dynamic.
Yeah, you can also say creation from a creator, and that doesn't absolutely have to mean a god. Mean a higher life form.
Well, what if we were just the biggest body of the earth, and it has been there since forever? Who created it? Nobody knows. It's
Well,
just been there.
you can't build a house without a builder. Houses don't build themselves, and people don't build themselves. So we had a
but
creator.
Men build houses. That's my point. Men build houses.
Right? Men built houses, but who built us? We have DNA. We're created in a certain specification, so we have a builder ourselves.
Yeah, we can't prove creation though.
Well, we have procreation, but you eventually have to come up with the original, Adam and Eve. You have to come up with the original pair that started the whole thing.
First man and first woman, maybe. That's if you believe everything has a beginning and an end.
I think there's a creator. I think it's pretty self-evident.
I'm not saying I disagree, but I'm just saying that we don't argue that with these high school kids that come in here because we can't prove that.
I think we have enough proof. With what's his name? We have enough evidence to prove it.
Because that just leads into the whole argument over the Bible.
Well, generally just stay away from the Bible, but just go into what's his name, that NASA Nazi guy, and what he put on his tombstone, and it goes and it leads into all the other stuff about NASA.
Yeah, but just because he says that doesn't mean it's true. Anyways.
Well, he was a rocket scientist. He was a rocket scientist who put up rockets
into talking about Vernon von Braun.
Right.
In Psalms.
Right, 19.1.
Because it's on his headstone, that doesn't prove that the Bible is real. That's the problem with arguing that with science kids. Or science people.
Rocket scientist doesn't mean he went to space.
Because when you get to that point, they're going to ask for proof. You anyway. Because they'll feel like they won the debate when you start that. Once again, that's not saying I don't agree with you.
They're going to think they won the debate when you're talking about...
you start talking about God, creation, all that. Yep.
You need to talk about that just to build the model.
I don't agree. They try to lead me there when they say, oh, well, where'd your flat earth come from? An unknown place. See, because we can't prove that everything has a beginning and an end. And even if we proved it was a creation, that still doesn't prove God. A creator could just be a higher life form. Like man creates a house, spider lives in the house. To the spider, man is God. But he's actually just a man.
Well, even if we had a higher life form, it's still God to us, so it doesn't matter.
It wouldn't be the God we preach, though, the Holy Spirit.
Well, whatever.
It'd just be a higher life form.
Well, the bottom line is that there has to be a creator for, no matter how high life forms you go, there's always going to be a creator for someone. So until you get to the immortal being that created everything, then that's basically what we're saying.
See, you still haven't proved Adam existed or anyone created him or that the Bible is real. And was it Adam and Eve or Adamu? It's just means first man.
Yeah, I never use my explanations
And the
with
King
anything
James is
related to
just a
God.
translation. Adam and Eve's names were just Hebrew references that meant first man and first woman.
Okay. All the Bibles are written by man, so you know. The only thing that's
The Bible is recently new when we talk about his history or the length of time that we've been here, or we presume we've been here.
how long do you think? How long?
Texts were older. Before King James, there was no Bible. Before King James, it was just a collection of sacred texts.
Okay, right. They had scrolls, and a lot of the stuff wasn't even written down. It was just word of mouth.
Isn't the King James Bible isn't where the story began.
Right. I think most people know that. There's lots of different versions of the Bible.
The Peshitta, there's a lot of different versions of the Bible, but they're all based on the translation from original holy text, written in Aramaic, Hebrew. Some people think Latin was the original, but it's not. It's just a translation from another language.
One
I
thing,
mean, they were all Arabs, you know?
one thing that most of the Bibles have around the world that is stated in almost all the Bibles, which is what I heard. I'm not sure if it's true or not. Is the flood? The flood is supposedly mentioned in all the different
All
Bibles.
sacred texts, yeah.
Yeah, so
There's
sounds
really
like flat Earth to me.
there's really only one Bible and many variations of that one, the King James Bible. Your New International Version, Martin Luther version, all those other versions are just based off that one translation. Before that, they're Jewish texts. The Old Testament is the Torah.
Right. That's the Old Testament, is the Torah.
The New Testament
Or
is
Quran.
from the Peshitta.
Torah's right.
Yeah, the Old Testament's the Torah, the New Testament's the Aramaic Peshitta. I mean, Jesus was he was from Sumerian, the Good Samaritan. He spoke Aramaic. Everybody says he was a Jew.
You don't think that Jesus was Jewish?
It's questionable. Since by law he was a Roman. They ruled the area.
I like the mushroom conversation much more than this.
He could be a Jew and still speak Aramaic.
I think we have a vote against this topic and going back to mushrooms.
Oh, I didn't know it was a vote.
I don't think we're on a vote system here.
I'm just kidding, man. Anyways, I'm out, guys.
No,
Good
and
night.
I'm in no way implying Jesus was a mushroom. I've seen them videos. I'm not implying that. There's healthy food in the forest because there is. The ideal that the scarcity of food in the forest couldn't feed the population that exists on Earth, well, that's just bullshit. Fed to ignorant people.
So, what do you consider the more advanced topics of flat Earth?
More advanced topic than flat Earth?
Right.
Like what? You mean like religion? We have religious lobbies.
Yeah, I'm not talking about religious stuff. I'm talking about like what's his name, Gandalf the Green, that went off into some other perspective.
Well, you can go find Gandalf on the internet if you want. Kick it with him wherever he is.
I think Gandalf the Green was around here somewhere. He was a flat earther at one point, and then he went off into like some other model, like inverse something.
Yeah, I know Gandalf for a while. I know the story. Actually, I'm not even going to get into that.
He said that like there's more advanced versions of flat Earth. I don't buy any of that. I wasn't buying what he was trying to say, but it was interesting. Some of the math stuff he was talking about was interesting, but I don't think that that it matches stuff. You can have a lot of theories, but you can't prove. I like to stick with the facts of what we can prove and what we can see and observe.
What's up, Becky? Why is she muted? Oh, she's deafened too.
She's dealing with her puppy a lot. Hey, vegan, how's it going?
Hey, sorry. Go on.
So how long you been on the server for?
Maybe 3 weeks.
So did you come here as a flat earther?
Yeah, I was already a flat earther for a while, but I saw the stream on YouTube, so I like the stream a lot, so I come in here sometimes.
I was hearing that some people were trolling us in the chat lobbies in the stream.
Yeah, that happens all the time.
Good morning, all.
Hey, Turquoise Dragon.
How's it going, all? Oh, shit. Everybody all right?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm doing good.
Good, good. Did y'all watch the SpaceX launch last night? Or whenever it was, this morning, whenever?
You're talking about the SpaceX stuff?
Yeah, the most recent launch. I watched it last night before work.
It's like propaganda to push the globe model.
Nah. Nah. They're good at what they do. They can do the rocket thing good. And I appreciate the rockets. I am, like it's a bit like far-fetched. And, the idea of them landing back down again. I want to see it in real life, and then I might be a bit, because I'm skeptical. The rocket boosters landing back on the launch pad after. I don't know. Plausible, but it just doesn't seem legit when you watch it, right?
Well, it's obviously the same picture being, superimposed a few seconds later.
Well, you'd think so, yeah. That's why I'd like to see it in real life. But
Well, they had footage of it. Globebusters was doing it, and it
when
showed that
they reversed it,
two,
yeah.
it was
That
a
was a
little bit
while back,
reversed.
right?
Like it was just a few second delay, so that the same the same types of fire were coming off of both versions of it. So it's just a few second delay. So they're trying to do camera tricks to make you think there's two when there's only one. So they make one image, it's fake CGI, and then they fake that, And rockets cannot land on something. Once they fire off, they don't land again. That's ridiculous.
But like from the law of physics, right? It could be possible, right? That's why I'd like to see it in real life.
It's not even possible.
I don't
Rockets
know, man.
have thrust by pushing off. They're using propellant to push off. They don't land from the same where they were pushing off. They're moving forward. Can't. What's pushing them the other direction?
Nothing.
Yeah, gravity. What the thing you call gravity, the downward force. Yeah, and the weight.
They have fins and they have like a guide rail to make sure that they stay straight up when they're firing off to start their ascent.
Yeah,
What's guiding them when they're landing? They don't have a guide rail anymore.
I'm sure they have like a gimbal or something. They always come in at an angle as well. They're never coming straight down. So
Exactly.
That idea of it just like a reverse footage is kind of thrown out the window on that one I watched last night anyway. Because as the two rockets, well, there were two rockets. They were all connected to the original ship, so it wasn't reverse footage in that instance anyway. But it's like magical, right? And just so happens, like when the third booster to land, the image cuts out. They lost signal, but they managed to land 3 boosters for the first time. Apparently, that's what they said. It was quite magical.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think it's possible at all, especially the way that they describe it, the way that they show it. I'm not saying it couldn't be possible to land some kind of craft that way, but what they show is just 100% a hoax.
Like it's physically possible, but that's why I wanted to see it in real life, because I can't, how much amateur footage have we got of this? Do you know what I mean? I'm sure like hundreds of people are watching.
Yeah, they're just trying to make people, they need to make space interesting because it gets boring to people, and they know it does. The lies, the same stupid ISS astronauts get boring, and they need to keep it in the front of people's mind as being, relevant. So they'll do things like SpaceX, and because you hear everybody say, wow, did you see that? They landed the rocket from the, thruster down, like, oh my gosh, and they get people talking about it, and it's just a thing to hype up space so that people are interested in it again and think it's so cool and so amazing. So yeah, it's just another psychological operation.
It's like bloody Thunderbirds. They land back in the cave, right? Straight down. It's interesting. But anyway, the whole point of this launch last night was to put a Arabsat. This is the company, and apparently this satellite was to give coverage of internet and telecommunications to West Africa and the Middle East. And I was like, oh man, like they don't do that.
Yeah.
But all they need to do is say it, and then people are like, oh, that's what they said. It must be right.
Exactly.
How else do we get it? I'm not going to use my brain. I'm going to, just, believe them.
It's all true, except it's not.
Yeah, it got interesting when I was looking at the altitude and the speed it was traveling at. And when the main boosters came on, it seemed like there was no increase in. Oh wait, hang on. The rocket boosters weren't on, and the thrust was, and it was traveling nothing. Then the booster came on, and it didn't increase the speed. It was. I don't think it's like accurate, the speed and elevation that it describes, that it shows on the screen. And the angle as well. They've got, what was it called? A maximum density layer or something like that. That's why they have to be. They have to like go horizontal, or like even more so, like angling down. Oh, because we're going around. But what questions me is when it goes back to the camera, like aiming down at the bottom of the thrusters. The way it angled from the ground doesn't seem to match up with the angle of the horizon where it should be. It was weird. That was also a bit funny. Like they switched, camera. And all three of them have got like a curving just to kind of impose the idea, enforce the idea. Kind of reassures people. It's like, oh, there's the Earth. I can see the curve. There it is. I feel safe. Let other people do things for me. But yeah, Elon Musk's got some mad ideas. I'll tell you that much.
I don't think any of those ideas are his. He's just
No.
told.
Yeah, he's just got like the money and the potential to make it happen. So he's kind of playing up.
I don't even think he has that. He's just a talking head. He's not an inventor. He's not a brilliant man. He's not even that intelligent. He doesn't have very much actual knowledge or skill. He's just a fake front man to make it seem like he is behind all that. But he just has people around him that are making all that stuff happen. He's just literally a talking head.
Yeah. I heard from other sources that he's got family links with the Bushes.
Oh, I'm sure. It was sort of like if you said like, "Oh my gosh, the president of the United States, like, I can't believe he's making all this happen," like all the systems of the United States, and it's like, no, of course he's not doing anything. He's just on TV. So same with Elon Musk. I mean, he it's not like he started PayPal because he was some brilliant guy from the bottom up, and he just invented this amazing thing. Of course not. PayPal was something that was already being implemented, and he was just told, hey, you got to be the front man for this thing. That's it.
That's exactly what happened.
That's how it works for all their people. They put all their people on the front.
Yeah, exactly. But they need to make it believable, so they make it seem like he's just this brilliant guy, up there with Einstein and, whatever, all their other fake figures. They just try to hype these guys up, and when they have the money, they can do it and make it look impressive. Like PayPal, wow, PayPal is impressive, this guy.
No.
Yeah, Neil deGrasse Tyson just said that Neil deGrasse Tyson just said Elon Musk is the most important human alive for our future. Just hyping.
I don't want to say that you guys are wrong, but I just want to know like where proof of this is coming from.
We know that Freemasons and all those types of people, they put their people on the front.
You can just look at them. Like this.
Where is proof of this?
What do you mean?
You're standing
like,
on it.
How do we?
You just do your research.
You can believe Elon Musk is a brilliant man. There's nothing wrong with that. We're just stating
I do or I don't.
Maybe a brilliant man, but
like where is this coming from?
Figurehead from the actual, for the actual voices underneath. I think. Just look at his behavior. Why would he have to seem to always have to prove everybody?
I think one of the greatest ideas he has coming is the underground tunnel system, like this speed line magno levitation kind of idea, which probably already exists. It's just kind of hinting at the things that already exist. Or the underground tunnel networks that exist.
Yeah. They probably already exist.
Yeah, I'm sure they do, man. I'm sure there's a network of tunnels coming from England all the way maybe to, who knows, man. At least Europe, There's one made in my lifetime. That's called the Channel. Yeah.
There's a bulge in the ocean if you look at it. The actual tunnels were ocean. If you look down deep enough, sometimes they go sailing, and you could actually, if you do ultrasonic scans.
Yeah. The Channel Tunnel anyway. It's on the surface,
you
isn't
can see the bulge, and it has it's fairly magnetic. So if you actually get a sensor on there on your boat, if you read the for it, if you read the conductiveness of the material underneath you, that there is something giant in metal underneath you, and just it's a meter long. It's like 16 meters long, and then it goes away. It's infinitely. It spans throughout the ocean, vertically. Oh. There.
Yeah, I'm here. I'm trying to figure out whereabouts is this.
Is it?
Which location are you talking?
I was off the coast of New York.
Ah, right. That could also be the You're not talking about the undersea cables, right? Because I'm sure they come
No,
from.
because those aren't big enough. The actual, they're not 16 meters for sure. Water tunnel.
Oh, wide. Wow, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I'm sure if so, there was detecting like a magnetic field, right? Or
Yeah.
something.
You can figure it by applying a magnetic field. You can get a reflection back from the metal, and see.
Doesn't mean it's metal though. So like, for example, like a molten iron or molten, magma or whatever. That I'm sure that's probably.
Yeah,
what's
but
the
it's a
temperature?
significant spike. You have a huge spike. You can actually see it directly, and so you're scanning from left to right, right? Because I've made a pattern on this. I plotted out on a grid of where all the different values made a three-dimensional graph.
Hello.
And you could see, so the normal background noise, pretty much what you were describing with iron and other metals and the molten lava underneath the crust, is you can see the noise, and it's over the pipe. You can just see instantly it spikes up to a huge value meters downstream. It will typically, depending on if you're perpendicular or not. Now, if you're not perpendicular, it's gonna be longer, of course. But if you map this out on a grid, you can definitely see there's a 16-meter long spike, long magnetic field, where you can totally see that there must be something giant in metal underneath the crust, underneath the surface.
Yep. That reminds me about just reminding me about a hollow Earth model I saw back in the day, right? And the cause of gravity on that model was the thickness of the crust or the.
Oh, I see.
It was the mass of. It was like a linear type of gravity, not like coming to a center point, right? So just because the surface was like, I don't know, 10 miles thick of rock, that mass was enough to cause the gravity we
I see. Yeah, I think the Earth is definitely flat,
so
though.
like, do you know what I mean? So on both sides.
Yeah. Although, yeah.
Okay.
I
So,
was interested. Hey, so.
Okay. So, if anyone here is flat earther, can somebody explain to me what they think happens if you go near or off the edge of Earth, if you believe that there is an edge of Earth?
Okay, let me answer this. What's the universe, right?
Yeah.
And the universe is like everything, right?
Mhm.
But science gives us like it's expanding, it's contracting. Therefore, right, it must have like a limit or like a boundary. So even the very universe has like an edge. So I'm going to ask the same question to you, like what's at the edge of the universe? Are you going to fall off the edge of the universe? It's like a boundary. Do you know what I mean? It might not be a limit, but it's like a physical boundary for us.
So, son, how would you explain planes flying over the waters?
Might not be a limit, but it's like a physical boundary for us.
You can see they adjust their density by changing the pressure of the air around their wings.
To do with the angle, yeah.
They can actually create. They can change their buoyancy force onto them. That allows them to hover above the ground.
Just imagine this: you're in a swimming pool and you.
Well, I wasn't asking how planes work. I'm saying then what's the explanation for planes being able to go all around the world?
So they go from point A
It's just flat. So you never
Just
change
go from
direction.
point A to point B. Just any map.
Talking about circumnavigation.
You have to change your buoyancy enough so that you can actually move. So when the planes move at a faster speed, they can change their buoyancy, which gives them upward lift, what we call lift.
No,
you can go around the world because
not talking about how do planes fly. He's talking about how do planes circumnavigate a flat Earth. So,
pretty much
on flat Earth, north is the center. If you circumnavigate east to west, you just fly a circle around north. Only circumnavigation that's ever been done on Earth has been done east to west. That's possible on a flat Earth. North to south wouldn't be if you went North Pole to South Pole all the way around. That wouldn't be possible on flat Earth, but nobody's ever done it.
Exactly. Because it doesn't happen.
The only point of reference
If
when
you
you're
hear people say that
navigating
they've
would
done
be a
it, you know
compass,
it's
right?
false.
As well as
The fact
longitude and
that they
latitude.
claim it.
Go ahead, man.
Is it?
But yeah, to answer your question, Mia, basically planes flying from, as far as I know, point A to point B. Just irrelevant in that case.
Just as well as they would do on a globe.
Yeah, or like a pyramid Earth. I don't know. It all works.
Yeah, it
right?
would be the same as in any shape Earth, almost.
Yeah. Like the only issues is like between. It's like why do they go from like Chile? They go to the northern hemisphere just to get to South Africa or something. That's the question.
Yeah.
Yeah, and when you fly in an airplane, the Earth is so massive that no matter what the larger shape of it is, all you're doing is flying from point A to point B. So you're just literally navigating along pathways. So it's not like if you're going in a circle around the North Pole. I mean, actually, technically on a flat Earth and on a globe Earth, you would have to technically correct course either to the left if you're going east or to the right if you're going west on a globe and on a flat Earth. But the Earth's so large that it's not like you're up there turning to the left. You know what I mean? You're just driving and all you're doing is course correcting to stay on a certain pathway and you're just flying on that path.
It's something that can be programmed easily to the planes. They can do feedback.
Yeah, like 1 degree deviation from when you set off could result in like thousands of miles different at your destination.
Exactly.
Like a pizza slice. The further you go out from it, the further distance you got to travel.
Yeah, like
Earth was a pizza, it'd be a pineapple one.
Yeah, I was gonna also use the analogy of like a clock. The hands of a clock basically circumnavigate the clock. The hour hand does it, once every 12 hours, the minute hand every 60 minutes. So, and then obviously the second hand. The second hand every minute, every minute. So the hands of a clock are circumnavigating the face of the clock centered around the bullseye, the North Pole, the center.
Hey, Papa Pringle, you can check the graphics I posted in voice text for everyone. And if you've seen the last one, you will see like there's this pole in the middle of the picture, which is the North Polaris Star. And if you're just taking a flight, let's say from America to Europe, you're going west, or you're going going to Europe, you're going east, if I'm not mistaken. Or coming back, you're going west. You're not going anywhere north or south. Just taking a straight line over the Pacific Ocean to going to different continents. That you can get a better picture if you see the image.
Where's the image? Sorry, I thought I got disconnected again and reconnected somewhere else. Discord's been interesting. Oh, I see it.
open
I
the
see
group
it.
voice.
I see.
Yeah.
Hmm. So according to this map, if we were to move upward, we'd be in Russia.
And that's true on on most
I know.
maps, right?
Yeah, that's true,
Yeah.
but it gets a little bit more complicated than that. You should look at videos that I just posted, the video that I just posted last, and you see how it works by going to Russia, or let's say America to Russia.
Yeah, it's not like the planes are using a compass to navigate. What you do is traveling and heading are completely different when you're talking about navigation. Like when you start your journey, you check your compass, you set your bearings, you know plan how many miles, how far you're gonna go, and then you check your compass, check your bearings again. You don't just look at the compass and travel, do you?
Yeah, of course not. It's like a small miniature model. It's just you have to
Oh yeah,
visualize it, visualize it being a million times bigger than what you're seeing right now. But
because that
it's a
distance at
guideline
the
for you to
equator
understand.
where the compass is going is like 10 million meters. That's what the Earth's circumference is in meters, if you want to know it. 10 million.
Okay, sorry. Discord keeps disconnecting me every 5 seconds.
Yeah, well, I'm not sure if you heard me last, but I posted a video showing how the compass works on the flat Earth map. But remember that this is a minute scale, and it has to be like way larger. So, but it's just to show minutely how compass works on a flat Earth.
Yeah, I've got like different. What do you think's the source of this magnetism at the north? That's what I've been questioning myself. I've got a few theories of what it could be, and possibly it could be. What do y'all think?
Dude, every 5 seconds. Ah! I might need to just go. Discord doesn't like me being in this server.
What's your ping?
Let me see. 29.
Try just manually disconnecting.
I do that every single time it. Yeah, it keeps saying connected from another device, but I'm not logged in on any other device.
It might be a browser, maybe.
No, I'm not, because the only thing I have open in browser is like my research. Wait, I'm gonna just. Oh my.
How do you even see the ping?
I had 2 instances of Discord open.
Right. The button left of the disconnect button with the eye in the circle. Click on that.
There's an easier way to do it. You just scroll over the ping thing where next to voice connected.
Right, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
Well,
Just for
I
a
got the
snapshot.
app. I got the
No
app.
idea then. Near the disconnect button, where it shows like I don't know what it shows on the.
I'm out, guys. Good night.
Take care, mate. It's just a coincidence that all bank holidays are nice weather, right?
What was that?
I said, is it just a bank holiday? Is it a coincidence that bank holidays have nice weather? Because all that I can remember, they have.
Yeah, the weather was okay today. It wasn't bad. Are you talking about Easter Day?
Yeah, and most bank holidays I'm talking about, like the ones where like maybe it's just an English thing, right? You can see where the bankers are, right? They're like gonna make it nice.
Oh, the bankers need to go down, man.
Yeah, yeah. It's like there's no recovery from the position right now. The only way is like to make it worse and like encapsulate us in we already kind of are in their system, but what they've managed to do is tie that into the whole legality and our whole birthright, which is a bit cruel because there's something we don't know. It's like we're all like inheritance of previous humans.
Oh, it could all be fixed if, well, maybe not over there for you, but if a president over here would just have the balls to do what they need to do, it could all be fixed. Just like Andrew Jackson did over here in the United States a long time ago.
Yeah, very interesting. That's definitely something we don't learn in history over here in England. Nothing to do with colonization much or about we do. We get told the basics, but not so much as like the lineages of families that then rule over there now because all the different French, English and Spanish colonies in the States. Oh, in the Americas, should I say, not States. The States the States come after. Didn't you have black presidents? I'm sure I've read into that.
We had one Obama.
No,
Absolutely
previous. I
horrible.
mean, way back. I think that I thought that's like a double talk, like double speak, because you've
Don't
had one
believe
before.
we ever did, but George Washington was not our first president.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's what I mean. Like the one that you're
So
counting from is there's
yeah,
older ones.
but he was the first president of the United States. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
yeah.
First elected president of the United States, not actually the first president of the United States. In a way, it was a little bit different. There was others before him, but they want to make it sound like he was the first one. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Because it doesn't play well in the story.
Well, they don't like to talk about Andrew Jackson at all because he kicked the private bankers out of the country. The Rothschilds, Rockefellers, the Warburgs, the J.P. Morgan, the Morgans. He kicked them out. I mean, they've literally removed his name off of the $20 bill now too. By the way.
You guys have had a currency update as well, have you?
Yeah, and the problem is they removed one of the best presidents we ever had off of one of our bills because he went against them and removed them from this country.
Yeah, yeah. We're always going to have Darwin on our tens.
It's unfortunate that Woodrow Wilson came around 80 something years later and signed them back in because they promised to make him president, because they had the money to do it. So they're like, we'll make you president if you sign us back in as the Federal Reserve. We'll come in as the name Federal Reserve. So we'll sound like we're part of the government, but we're not.
So have you
They're
guys
not
got
part
all
of.
polymer plastic? Have you got some kind of plastic notes in replacement then, or are you back to the old?
No, right now, as far as I know, all we're doing is just, they just got the bills and
Yeah.
the coins, but I'm sure they're trying to push towards, the RFID chip. Actually, is what they're really trying to push towards in the end
Yeah,
goal.
yeah. They're going to make money. Well, I know
Obsolete.
Australia had the plastic cash before because it's waterproof and it's quite like resistant, right?
Yeah, fuck
And now
plastic. What's
we've
plastic
just started
worth,
getting it.
man?
Yeah, I know.
Really?
That's what I mean. Like before, we had maybe a ribbon of silver or something else, and they put a pretty hologram, it's
Well,
actual
see,
quality,
that's
the old stuff, and now it's just
well, see,
even
the
see
thing
through.
was these bills that you get in these IOUs that the government gives you is what they are. When they give them to you, they're supposed to be backed by something. In the United States, the money is literally backed by nothing. It used to be backed by
Hmm.
gold. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
And
it's become
then,
like a crypto now, right now. We're
and
currently
then
advancing into it.
you
Yeah,
got Kennedy that came in. You know what I'm saying? And he wrote executive order.
yeah,
John F.
yeah.
Kennedy, JFK, he came in and he did Executive Order 11 and 110, which made it to where we could print our own money again and go around the Federal Reserve. So he had these silver certificates, the twos and fives. And if you get a hold of the original silver certificates, they don't say Federal Reserve note on them because they were
Yeah,
not
yeah, I've
printed by
seen
the
them.
Federal Reserve. They were interest free money printed by our own damn government. He was getting us out of debt to them and they killed him.
Mm.
Just like they killed Abraham Lincoln. He did the same thing to support the Civil War here. He turned around and didn't borrow from the banks. The banks wanted to charge him like 24 to 32% interest to support the Civil War, and he said, "Fuck you! I'm going to print my own money." And he printed greenbacks. You can look this up. And so he printed his own money and didn't borrow from the banks, and he was assassinated too. So I mean, I don't know why you can't put two and two together. You don't borrow from them, they're going to kill you.
Kind of just like Gaddafi, right? Gaddafi was trying to get the
Well,
African.
Gaddafi had his own. Yeah, he was trying to get away from the American dollar, exactly, and they didn't want that.
Hmm.
And same thing with what do you call it? What's his name over in Iraq?
Saddam. Yep,
Yeah,
Saddam and
Saddam.
Gaddafi.
Yeah, Saddam
Both
wasn't
had the
doing all
similar
the bad
plans.
shit they say neither. He was just another guinea pig. They wanted to
It's
take
like
his country.
another rogue CIA agent, so they had to pin him on some.
It's all a bunch of garbage, man. Just like Osama bin Laden, he was a
Yep,
CIA agent.
yep,
His
yep, yep.
name was Tim
That's what I'm
Osman.
saying. Apparently, it was wasn't Saddam's palace like where Babylon was? That was literally it. That he's
Well, they took Saddam because they wanted not only the oil and the resources there, but his gold. The man fucking had a shit ton of gold. You know that.
hmm yeah.
They took
I think that's
they
what's
took his
most of the
gold. They took his resources. It was all about getting in there, and it was also about putting a central bank in place that they controlled the money. J.P. Morgan runs the bank in Iraq.
I think
What's that
most of the
tell you?
wars are about stripping the relics. Do you know, like a kind of a treasure hunter, like tomb robber kind of thing? 'Cause they did that a
Yeah.
long time ago, right? When they were doing
Well,
colonization,
Australians
they
have been
tomb
doing
robbed
this for
a
a
hell of
long
a lot,
time.
right? They destroyed a lot of
Yeah.
history, right? When the colonization were going on, because there was stuff already there, and they were discovering it, and they were finding these tombs or whatever, little, you know, all Indiana Jones kind of story. All that went on, back then, and it's still going on now, but like and they're getting rid of buildings now.
Oh, shit, man. I hate to do it, but I gotta get out of here. It's 3 o'clock in the morning. And I might be running down to St. Augustine tomorrow to meet up with me tomorrow.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, he's over here in St. Augustine. He's about 45 minutes away from where I'm at, so I might go meet with him tomorrow.
That's pretty awesome. It's nice talking to you, man.
Yeah, man. Oh, I'm tired as hell. All right, guys. I'll see you later. It was good talking to you, man.
Yeah. See you later.
What would happen if you nutted in space?
Hello, anybody there?
All right, Dave. How you doing, man?
Checking of the mic. I'm not sure my mic's working.
Yep, loud and clear.
I'm not hearing anything. I'm gonna try to reconnect. I guess.
Yeah, no one's speaking, dude. No one's speaking. It's quiet.
I hear you now. My stuff just started working.
Good, good.
Is this the turquoise dragon of
Yeah,
renowned
bro.
fame from 4 years ago?
Sure is, man.
Man, how's it going?
Not too good. Not too good. Not too bad, man. Just fine.
How you feeling about this spinning oblate paroid we're zipping around on?
Quite enjoying the ride, mate.
Oh yeah, like riding a Gravitron. Except you
Yeah,
don't
yeah.
feel any
I
of
got to keep my magnetic boots on
it.
and my harness when I'm indoors.
So we got how many people on this call right now? None of them are globe curious or flat Earth curious or
Some guy just asked about space, but that was something else. He's gone now.
space is the key at the bottom of your keyboard, as far as I know.
Like space could be flat, like your keyboard one, right?
Yeah. Well, don't some of
Or
the
stretched.
some of the
Stretching of space
astrophysicists say
time.
space is flat, right?
Well, yeah, the galaxies are, and it's like a law of physics, right? With centrifugal force.
Yeah, that curvature of space time
And if it's spinning,
stuff. Gravity's going this, that, and the other,
and
making
like we
everything
don't we
work.
don't see the center of the galaxy. I mean, like we kind of you can kind of see it with if you got good clear sky, but you'd think it'd be brighter. Is it brighter than the sun? Well, it's like a black hole, so like it's at the center's like dark, but you can see the black. You can only see a black hole because it's sucking light. It's got like a
Yeah,
funnel.
yeah. Somehow
Like
you
that.
can figure out how to get an image out of it from like a 55 million light years away or whatever.
Yeah, yeah.
That works because they got 8 telescopes, makes it a big Earth-sized telescope, so they can image it, whatever. People are gonna believe that shit.
Yeah, yeah, and
But anyway,
she did
so
that same lady. She did one a little while back as well. She's done a few of these. The lady who
really,
made it. What were you saying, mate?
I was just gonna ask you 4 years plus on for both of us here. Do you think we've made some progress as far as awakening some people?
Yep, it's a long path. You pretty much figure out like it's quite a wide path. There's a lot of different angles you can view it, but you can at least know that one of there's an edge to it, and that's where you're gonna
Yeah.
fall off.
Yeah, I try not to worry about the future. I just do the best I can in the moments and the day. Just try to get people to think critically. You know, I'm not trying to preach to anybody or convert anybody. Just open your eyeballs and see what's obviously in front of you. They pulled this great magic trick on so many people, make them ignore their sense. Not spinning. Start with that. It should be a big one right there.
It's like even if whatever shape the Earth, right? You can be like we can be pretty sure that there's no movement for us.
Right. Unless you're in an earthquake.
Like, wasn't a previous model of the universe like a geostationary one with like a globe? That still works.
Yeah.
That could still physically, observably work. Just the way people view the heliocentric model, because all models work like that's right. Because they're all the same. The ratio, this and that, they're all fractal. It's a fractal universe. So you just increase this, or you can put it further away.
Yeah, they can make all the observations work because we still can't physically, they're not tangible objects, and we can actually go measure, so we can verify it.
Yeah, they're just signs for like it's like a calendar, like a clock, and then you can overlay that
Clockwork in the
onto
sky.
any model, right?
Wheel in the sky keeps on turning, don't it?
Oh yeah, those wheels, cogs, and on different planes. Yeah.
But I'm currently Uber driving right now. I don't have any orders. 3:15 a.m. in the morning. I already took drunk people home. I was hoping to get another ride or two, maybe get them talking. I'm not sure how good my. I got some microphone on earbuds, and if they're sitting in the back seat, it probably won't come through too good.
Yeah.
Uh,
Sound good now though. Sound okay.
yeah, I got the mic right up next to my chin, so somebody sitting in the back seat though, they probably won't be able to hear them. But good to hear from you again, man. Hope all is well. You're in sunny England, right?
Well, it has been sunny. Yeah, I agree. Finally.
You getting some sun there? Cool. And it's just actually early Easter Sunday morning here in beautiful Kentucky, USA. Not much going on. Driving my little Toyota around, trying to make a little money.
Yeah, good on you, man.
I had a guy about a week or so ago. I got to play a Globey for about 10 minutes because he was trying to play it smack me. It was funny.
I was here, man. I was there. It was awesome.
Yeah. It's funny when
That's
the
the
passengers are.
thing. We know that we had to learn the model to kind of figure out what's going on, right? So we're just playing.
Yeah. I can play a Globey with the best of them. But what about gravity, man? It's got everything held all together.
It's like you give him evidence of like measurable like non-curvature, right? Line of sight observations, this and that, potential like this what just answering that, and then you just get another thing like how do eclipses like nothing relative to what you just told.
Right. Always just completely ignore points you're trying to drill into their brain, or not drill into their brain, but at least get them to think about it. So I don't try
When
to
we get the
preach to
same
people.
questions, but that just shows just how the psyche works. And the first questions we ask, it's like, okay, flat. Okay, what about what's at the edge of it? What's the limit of the Earth? You know what I mean? That's the first question. Because I think we've all. I think the story is. I think if it was to come out grand scheme of things, right? People's claustrophobia. A lot of people feeling enclosed, but having the whole possibility of like an infinite space, a bigger space, it might make people, if people knew the true reality of our encapsulation.
Yeah, that's a good point, man. There might be something subtle in the back of people's minds, but it could be a factor for sure.
Might freak people out.
Even though space as they know it, they'll probably never get to it, but at least it's there, right? You can't take that away from people.
Yeah. It's like when just think of religion. Even the heliocentric model is like anti-religion, so to speak, because say on Earth, where do people point to heaven, right? They point. It's different places for everybody on the globe. It's not a local, targeted, locality.
People in Australia are pointing 180 degrees away from where people in North America are pointing.
Yeah. The antipolar.
That's the thing that always gets me about if people really just think about being on a ball and holding a compass flat and point north, it's got a curve all the way around the ball. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, because the first experiment with magnets we were shown is ion filing magnet experiment, which is showing the field as a fixed thing and not a flowing energy. just like a snapshot of it, right? And as soon as the iron filings link, they become one whole magnet. When magnets touch, they become a magnet together. So as soon as the iron filings are all linked and interconnected, it stops having the fields like locked and snapshotted.
Yep.
As opposed to the like ferrofluid and all the stuff from that. You've seen those videos. You've seen the experiments with that, the visual representations of the magnetic field, even the very black hole. The idea of that came to space, as opposed to space. What's the opposite of space?
Yeah, if I'm not mistaken, I saw some of them videos on your channel, stuff like that.
Yeah.
If it wasn't your channel, I know you were talking about it 4 years ago too.
Yeah, one of my live streams. Yeah, that was interesting. Watch a lot of Ken Wheeler as well. You want to look into? You want to read a few of his?
Yeah, if that guy ever goes flat Earth, we'll have something. It seems like he's
I don't
almost
think
there,
you
really.
would. Yeah. The ways it disproved gravity, and describing what it is in an electromagnetic system.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready to pick up a rider, so I'll have to mute if they want to play music.
Sure, man. Sure.
I'll try to leave my mic live
I'm
if
gonna
I can.
grab something to eat as well.
Okay. We'll let it sit quiet for a minute unless somebody else wants to pipe up. Uber ride for Ethan. Sit wherever you want. How's it going? Anybody else riding? Jewel Hall. See in about 5 minutes. Feel okay in here? You want some heat on? It's a 5 minute ride, but I always offer people the aux cord if you want to play a song or something. You got an iPhone? Put this on the end of it. Oh, you got a regular one? Give me a little thing, but play whatever you want.